cruise. You be loving on the cruise. There's nothing we never do. We can decide if there's options. We can decide if it's love.
Yeah, we are back. We are back from a great weekend. The team is in the building.
Yes, we are back.
Yes, we are back.
Excited.
I got my two co-hosts that are in the building. They are so beautiful, so wonderful, and such great individuals. We have Royalty.
Happy
And we
Monday,
got
y'all.
Princess Bank.
What's up, Princess?
Royalty and Princess Bank. Y'all got I'm gonna make y'all a rap group.
That's
Right, we do got some names though.
Y'all a rap group.
Royalty.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I am missing my DJ, but my DJ left us a great mix. One Monday, I'm going to have the whole team in here. We're going to be one happy family.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be
You know what
lit.
I'm saying? It's going to be lit. One day I'm going to get there. You know what I'm saying? Now, I hope y'all had a great weekend. You know, I want to know, what did y'all do for this weekend? So, we're going to start off with you, Tay. How was your weekend?
Okay, y'all know I'm a working woman, so I work. But I also made some time to go to a fitness event. It was a lot of networking there, vendors. They wore me out, y'all. It was a lot of different.
Right, was y'all working out at the event?
Look, check out my little recap on my Instagram page, Royalty2_. But yes, we were working out. I got a good sweat in.
Good sweat in?
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay.
That's what wore me out. Okay.
Speaking of Johnny,
No, I'm waiting because
on what?
I have to have my surgery on the 19th.
Okay.
So
Okay, I'll let you
really-
slide for now.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But eat healthy in the meantime.
Yeah, I've been trying.
Okay, so you gonna join that workout journey?
Yeah.
I
Said
might
he
need to
was.
tap
Yeah.
in. I just want to lose the stomach.
I
you
got
know?
y'all. Come join
Wanna
me.
keep everything else.
Tay ain't gonna train. Tay, why you don't give us a train? You're supposed to be like, you know what?
Look, me and Princess was just talking about that, about me doing some events.
I
So we
told
gonna
her.
talk. We gonna talk.
And I help her set it up.
Yes.
Well, we need to get one-on-one workout.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to get that. We're gonna take
Definitely.
care of you. We're gonna make sure we work.
We gonna do it then, bet.
So, Princess Bank, how was your weekend?
Busy per usual on
Yes.
everyone's red carpet.
I just say, who carpet was you on this week?
I was on Tubi's carpet this
Ooh.
weekend.
Okay.
Yes. It was at a movie premiere called Married to Bala. And
I started looking at that last night. I didn't
It's
finish. No, I
so-
started looking at it today. I fell asleep. I was looking at it on the plane.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really, really
Is it good?
good.
So I
It's
gotta
based on a woman trying to escape her popular pro athlete husband, and he's very
beating her
abusive,
ass.
domestic violence relationship. But it's so much intertwined in that story
Yeah.
than just that.
I gotta
So
look at it. I gotta
it's
go.
so good. I
I'm gonna
highly
go back
recommend
and
it.
rewind.
Married to
Married to a baller.
To a
B-A-L-L-A.
baller. Okay,
On
okay.
Tubi. So good.
I got something to watch tonight. It's gonna keep me up, but I'm
Tune
gonna watch
in.
it.
Let me know what y'all think too.
Okay.
Okay.
Text me. Let me know.
Okay.
Definitely will.
Yes. And I also went to Damon John's Black Entrepreneurship Day. So that was really good. It was really
You learned anything? What did you learn?
Ooh,
Oh yeah, I'm finna see. I'm finna see if you really went. Let's see if you really went.
I learned that Flavor Flav can play 14 instruments. No.
Oh.
No, but I would say it was really good as in conversational. Like he was kind of just had the people up there like Kelly Rowland and them kind of telling their stories and different things like that. So for me, it wasn't like much takeaways per se, but it was just kind of like rehearing her story and how she triumphs for her kids and building for her kids and different things like that.
That's
so
dope.
it was a good inspiring room, good networking, great after party. Let me just say.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a really good time. So I definitely will go to that again next year.
Okay.
And I think he said he's going to do it again in Atlanta. So everybody should pop out to that next year.
You have to give us an invitation. We can't pop out.
Okay.
We don't know.
Yeah.
I got y'all.
Yeah, you gotta include
My
us.
media credentials.
We'll be there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Get us on in. Yeah.
How was
you.
your weekend, Johnny?
My weekend was busy. I had a
You was
show.
on a flight.
Man, I was in Orlando for the Classic on Sunday. I went to a couple of events over the past weekend. Came back, went to a listening party for one of the young ladies that participated in my show that I've been shooting called More Than Music. Her name. Shout out to Rory Blaze. She's dropping her project and everything. And then I came straight to work. I ain't really had a lot of sleep, but I just been like Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, you
how
be
was
on
the
the
class?
And
move.
then my artist, Blakeyana, she just dropped her project on the 15th. We did a release party for her at Rebel. It was,
It
man,
looked lit.
it was, yeah, it was.
Did you
We
get
had a
an
good
invite?
time.
I didn't get the
No,
invite.
I
Oh,
ain't
you go
get
out
an
to
invite.
clubs? You go to clubs? I didn't know. I thought you.
I'll
When
pop out
there's
for
a
something special.
section,
I thought you had devotional service or something.
I do love the Lord, but I have fun
Worship.
Oh,
too.
you go out there. I'm gonna make sure we bring you out. Yeah, but yeah, we was at Rebel. That was nice and everything. And she has a dope project. So shout out to Blakeyana. I just been moving. I be moving around 'cause I got a lot of artists that I've been,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, be juggling.
you got some
doing
great
stuff.
artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm getting ready for Rolling Loud. That's going to be in
Yes.
Miami. I'll be in
Ooh.
Miami from the 12th to the 16th. My artist is performing on the 13th with DJ Five Venom and
Oh, she
Friends.
go tear it up.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to see her perform. So I'm real excited about that and everything. So, yeah, I just been moving,
I see.
making things happen, and, you know, getting ready for our movie. I don't know if y'all, Nelly, have we cracked the news yet? In well, we're gonna crack it now. You know what I'm saying? But we have us a new location, a new home.
Okay.
Yes, I'm very, very
Yay.
excited about that, and we're gonna be getting it together. And so this gonna be the last show.
Don't cry, Johnny.
Hard to say goodbye.
This is gonna be the last show that we are doing here, but you know, everything will be resuming.
That's a
You know what I'm saying?
blessing.
Picking
Yeah.
up and all that. So I'm excited about my guest today. You know, we have the mayor of Forest
Manager.
Park,
City
not
manager.
No, he's the mayor.
The,
He's the mayor.
Ah, he's entering the
He
building.
City manager.
This man just walk in, do what he
Yes.
wants. He just walk in on the show. You know what I'm saying? Just because you the mayor, man, you can just walk in on it like that. But, you know, we got Ricky Bell that will be joining us shortly today. And it's an honor, pleasure to be
Yes,
interviewed.
such an honor.
You know, we get our haircut at the same barber. And he be trying to be like, man, let me get it. He be trying to Bogart and all that. He trying to throw it away, but he don't know I got weight too, so you know.
That is hilarious.
So, you know, and like, man, why you gonna bring me on that show? I like, when you want to come on the show? So, you know, it's an honor to have him on the show. We gonna, you know what I'm saying, talk to him. He be moving and shaking. You know, now he be outside too now. He be outside
He
too.
popping out there. I was like,
Yeah,
okay now.
You know, he be making some things happen, but we gonna really. I got some questions for him, and I really want to. You know, he don't know what's coming, but I see the popo, so I'm
yeah, you might want to tread carefully.
yeah. But yeah, we gonna, you know, say definitely get into this interview. My team has done the homework, and
Oh, yes.
we going at it today now.
Yeah, I follow
So
him
yeah,
through the weekend on your story. So
yeah, so we got my man Ricky
Not
Bell.
on a story.
We got Ricky Bell in the building, but
see what he really be doing.
exactly. But we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have our guest for today, which is Ricky. In the what? Darling, where my claps at?
There you go. Look, we gonna
Yeah. There go Nelly. Let's not don't get down. That man ain't studying no traffic tickets you got. But we'll be back. Y'all make sure y'all download the app 101 TKO Radio. Subscribe to our YouTube page. Subscribe to our Facebook. Make sure you are supporting the People's Plug because that's what we are. Nelly, take us on out with that DJ Superstar mix, baby.
Yes.
Hey, what's happening? It's your boy, the Red Sean. And right now, you Red Sun, and right now you rocking with my dog, DJ Superstar.
You know you a bad, classy nails, French tip. These can't sit with you. White toes for the Chanel bag off the Chanel swag. I swear I'm feeling.
We are back. We back. This is Johnnie Cabbell checking in. Royalty and Princess Bank, my two lovely co-hosts, and we got my man in the building today, Ricky.
What's going on?
Ricky. How are you doing today?
Man, I'm good. I'm happy to be here, Johnny.
Man, that's good. So my people are asking, what are we calling for? Because I forgot, I put the number, I said the city manager of Forest Park. So we got Ricky, the city manager of Forest Park. Y'all got any questions for this man? Make sure y'all call in, which the call-in number is 678-439-7419. Before we get into this interview, how was your weekend?
Man, I had a good weekend. You know, I've
come up to the microphone. So
I've had a good weekend, Johnny.
Okay.
You know, I'm at a point in my life now where work-life balance is everything. So Friday at 5, I try to leave it there and enjoy family and friends.
Oh, you able to do that?
I am.
Wow, you good.
You know,
I've
I got
been
a good
still
team.
trying to figure that part out on the balance part.
Yeah, I was like,
But
I don't know what that word balance means.
You have to have balance.
Yeah, you do have to have balance. Though.
You have to.
Sometimes it be kind of hard for me though, but you do have to have that balance.
Yeah.
Though. I definitely know about that.
So
So
prioritize it. Yeah.
You do. And be intentional about it, because at the end of the day, there's only one me.
Exactly.
Right? I can't be good for nobody if I'm not good for myself.
That's a word.
oh, no,
Yep.
so I appreciate you
That
already.
is a word.
Let me find out you a PK. You a PK kid?
No, sir. First time in my life, though.
You know, I
What
like
would
that
you
kind
say
of
is
talk,
the
though,
first
Johnny.
step to getting to that place of balance? What would you say is the first step? Like one piece of advice you would give?
Prioritization. So for me, all of my days are planned. In the morning, I wake up at 6 o'clock every morning. The first thing I do is read a Bible scripture. Second thing I do is tune into somebody's motivational sermon, whatever
Yes.
that is. I get a daily reminder in the morning and at night just to pray. Because for me, the most important thing you can do to start your day is to ask the Heavenly Father, like, guide me through this day for everything that I'm confronted with. Help me get through it. And then from there, like, I'm intentional about using my calendar.
Yes.
So my calendar has pause, break, relax, walk. You know,
Wow.
just so that it's a part of my daily routine.
I'm
Yeah.
learning so
That's
Really
much.
so
good.
fair.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah.
Wow, I never thought about
Never
that.
thought of doing
Never
that
thought
before.
about that.
That's a really good idea. Really good advice.
Because what happens is, for me, the city runs 24/7, 365. You know, at all times of the day, there are police officers working, there are firefighters working. But for me, I'm no good for them if I'm just fatigued and stressed. So Friday at 5, I don't check emails unless it's an emergency. If there's something happening, I'll respond to it, but it has to rise to the level of an emergency.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, that's great self-care.
It is.
Yeah, I'm big on self-care. And, yeah, you definitely have to do things like that in order to keep yourself balanced. And,
You do.
yeah. What's up?
Really
Pointers.
good advice. I'm
Some
definitely
gems.
gonna start doing that. It's on the calendar. Doing nothing right now.
And you know, then the other part, if your body is not, if you don't get the proper rest, you're going to start looking old. I just turned 38. When I turn 50, I want to look like I'm 40. And you can't do that if you're just putting all those pressures on your body.
Yeah.
I want to be like Johnny.
Okay. You look 25, Rick. I see you. You look
Thank
real
you.
young.
Thank you. And this is after a full day at work.
Okay.
You know, it's after a full day
Didn't
at
even
work.
look like you did nothing today.
Right.
You got clean
If
on
you
this.
only knew the complexities of what happens in the life of a city manager every day. Most people, they only hear of the mayor or the city council members, but behind all of that, there's an individual by way of either a chief of staff or a city manager that's really responsible for the day-to-day operations of the entirety of the government.
Yes.
So when I ride through a community, what I see is different from what you see. Growing up poor, I want to make certain that as I go from community to community, that I'm making it better for individuals that look just like me.
Is that what inspired you to
It is.
pursue a career in public service?
It is. So I grew up in humble beginnings. You know, there was no silver, gold, nor plastic fork in my mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, the way you dress is, you had to have some type of something on that place. Because you
like it's hard
be
with-
coming with it now.
You know, one thing that was constant was family in my life, and we went to church. So my grandmother worked at JCPenney and retired after like 35 years. So I always had clothes, duck heads, Arizonas.
Ooh, duck head.
You remember duck
head?
head?
I
Yeah.
remember them duck head.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I remember one time in a meeting in New York, and one of the things they said was that people judge you based upon the way that you look. And so for me, I'm interested in changing that paradigm. Like, I would put on the best suits, the finest garments, whatever. But what comes out of my mouth is more important than what I have on.
Yes.
So I always believe in putting my best foot forward. You'll never catch me raggedy. When I get up in the morning, I put on clothes. when I walk out the house, I got on clothes, and I present myself that way to the employees. But it's still important to be relatable.
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
I might wear suits with J's. I might wear cut-up pants because at the end of the day, I want some young boy, young girl to say, he looks just like me.
And I can do that too.
And I can do that too. Yep.
And so that was pretty much my inspiration. I started at Crystal's. You know, I worked at Crystal's for about 2 weeks.
Are you from
Atlanta? 2 weeks.
No, I'm from Griffin.
Griffin, Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I started off at Crystal, worked there for about 2 weeks. Somebody dropped the burger, picked it up. I was devastated and scarred for life.
Oh,
and then because my mother worked in the sheriff's department, she was the first black African-American lieutenant in the sheriff's department. She was like, come work out here. I'm like, I don't want to work in a jail. But then I realized, like on my first day, like I knew everybody's business. I knew everybody get warrants. Everybody's coming to jail. And it just became a quest. And I've never been the type of person that you could say, don't do something or you can't do something. Because I'm going to go to the max. And so when I realized there was this this older Caucasian guy running the government and everything had to go up to his office, I said, I want to be just like you. And so by the age of 27, it became a reality.
Wow.
You did that.
Yeah, well, I was the youngest African-American city manager in this state and have been for a number of years.
Yes, and you 40 under 40. Congratulations
You
about that.
Thank you. The biggest thing was, if I look at the trajectory of my life, and this is not bragging, this is to be inspirational for somebody listening, like you can do the same thing just from humble beginnings. I got 30 under 30, 40 under 40 from the state, but the biggest accomplishment was about 2 months ago when I got 40 under 40 for the United States of America. That's just a different wave, you know.
Wow.
And I felt so good
Different
about
type
it.
of talk
It
right
was.
there.
It was. Like, I'm not only 44 in the city that I love.
Yeah.
I made this for the United States of America out of
Yes.
40 of the most influential people in this world. I didn't even go to the event because I felt like it was going to be too much pomp and circumstance. Because for every award, I want to always know that I've done the work.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm in a city, I want to know that I see the impact. You know, from employees all the way up. We just recently raised our minimum wage from like $17 an hour to $23.40 an hour.
Wow.
Now, is that in a certain area or that's for the city?
So my responsibility as city manager is only the city that I manage. So it's for that city.
So that's for Forest Park.
Yep.
So if a kid gets a job in Forest Park, they're starting off with $23.
Absolutely. $23.46. That 46 cents makes a difference. That's a light bill.
That adds
Wow.
You add it up, yeah.
Wow.
I'm
So
about that.
so what do you feel like at the end of the day is your responsibility as far as being the city manager? Like, what type of impact do you want to say you bring to the table and that you have left when it's all said and done and you moving on to a different venture or a bigger position or whatever?
Absolutely. People always ask me what's next. I don't know what tomorrow holds. I can only plan for what's happening in front of me. The biggest impact that I want to be known for with communities is the simple fact that it was better when I left than it was when I found it. I want people to be able to take pride in where they live, recognizing that everybody doesn't like to get on 75, 675, or 285 to get to the quality of life amenities that are in Atlanta or over here in Stonecrest. My quest has always been, when Atlanta started gentrifying back in the day, when they tore down all those apartments, you know, when they started pushing these black people, which we're going to call a spade, when they started pushing these black people to Clayton County and beyond, thinking they were going to fail, I want to be the ambassador to say, no, we're not going to fail. In fact, we're going to come back from all of that because, in fact, we have some of the brightest and greatest kids in this world. However, it still doesn't get the notoriety that Atlanta gets because Atlanta is the popping place. So I'm that one that just wants to serve and say, you know what, we can do the same thing here, maybe on a smaller scale, but you shouldn't have to get on 75 to do anything. Yeah. Everything you need should be in your backyard. Just when I walked in this building, my man took me to Mr. Iron, said he was here. And I know him from probably 11 years ago at RLI, this class. And so we're just sitting there talking. I'm like, yo, I want you to come do the same concept in a building that we own in Forest Park. Wow. Lo and behold, his daughter works for me now. You know, so it's just small. It's just small, you know.
So let me ask you a question. What I'm real big on, like, just seeing the impact that individual that hold an office in certain areas are really doing. What is it that, because I know in Atlanta we have a lot of problems as far as with the youth, as far as with, you know, crime and everything, and I feel like it's not enough, we don't have enough places for kids to go to, things for them to do when they're getting out of school, like how we used to have back in the day. or even stuff like mentorships or Big Brother programs, is that something that is a concern of yours, and what are you doing to change that or to improve that situation for the city that you are in so that people can feel safe and know they can walk to the store without getting shot or, robbed or whatever? Like,
So I think for me as a city manager, I'm fortunate to have the opportunity to work in Forest Park because those innovative ideas as it relates to bridging community, having programming for kids, all of that stuff was already in place. Every week in Forest Park, you can find some activity, and the majority, 95% of them, are free. What happens is because Atlanta has become a mecca of things being sexy, from the rappers, the entertainment, the movie stars, the athletes, that we forget about focusing on how do we use our platforms to bridge the gap for these individuals that may not be able to connect to the resources that we have in the greater city of Atlanta. Most of the time, when I'm dealing in that space, it's hand-me-outs. I want it free. I want something free. But we're fortunate to have a governing body that genuinely cares about the community, and so every year they get an annual appropriation of $45,000, and it's for nothing else but for them to do initiatives within their respective wards. So from the day camps, the daycares, the recreational leisure activities, I think we're doing a good job of covering that basis. It's just not on a worldwide stage where it's that promotion that's necessary just to showcase to the community what's happening. Now, internally in the city, those kids are active. Last year when we did our summer camp, we probably had north of 200 plus kids, and they're paying under $100 for the entirety of the summer. Wow. In addition to that, through a new initiative that we have in the city, our employees can send their kids during the holiday breaks. They can send our kids to the daycare programs out of our Parks and Rec division at no cost to them at all.
Are we seeing a decrease as far as saying, as far as in God, why my mind went blank. Are we seeing a decrease as far as in, the activity that goes on in that city? Like as far as the numbers of the killing, the violence and all that.
So the majority of the crimes that we have in Forest Park, of course, fun fact, Forest Park touches Atlanta, right? Yeah. So if you go to Jonesboro Road, I can step across the street and I'm standing in the city of Atlanta. On the opposite side, you have 675, 285, and 75, all that run through our community. Majority of the crime that I see, and I get all of the reports, everything that happens, I know about it, is larcenies. But your larcenies are happening not from individuals, and that's people breaking into cars. Same thing that's happening in Atlanta. It's happening from individuals that don't live there. They're coming in to commit those crimes and leaving and going back. And now what's happening is they're breaking into cars. Either they have a tag on their car or they don't, or it's an expired or stolen tag. But in the state of Georgia, we have flock technology. So from the point of where you come into the city till you get to wherever you're going, they can track every moment that you picked up on that flock camera. I always tell people and friends, if you want to commit a crime, do not commit it in your car, because there are cameras that you can't even see that's tracking your every move every day. And we have probably 60 to 70 of those cameras deployed around Forest Park. So there's no way you can come into the city and get out the city without us seeing you.
What made you choose Forest Park out of all the cities that are in Atlanta? Why Forest Park?
So Forest Park is Clayton's largest municipality. Of course, I was in Jonesboro for 9.5 years, so I credit myself with really turning around the blueprint of that community, from it being a bedroom community. Of course, it's the county seat for Clayton. It was a melting pot for everybody. At one point or another, if you were a Clayton County resident, you had to come through Jonesboro. So from the Slutty Vegan opening up their second location there to Nouveau, as you know it, opening up their location there, I probably had over $70 million worth of private-public projects in less than 6 years. Unheard of. And so with Forest Park being Clayton's largest municipality, nanoseconds away from Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, I said I want to try my hand at seeing if you can do the small community, how can you affect change in the largest community with the most money? And so it's just been a quest to me. Like, now I'm just maximizing my resources, my connections, and my networks to get it done. Every day I wake up with the amazing opportunity to paint a blank canvas. So every morning I wake up, it's this white canvas board, and I get to paint whatever picture I want on it, so as long as we have buy-in through the vision of our governing body. And it's fun work. I mean, it's stressful as hell, but it's fun work. It's necessary work, because the difference is I'm not enslaved by a job, right? when I got this job, I wasn't looking for one. When I leave this job, I won't look for my next one because I think my purpose has already been written. And so for me, I'm able to lead and cast vision without fear of politics or politricks.
Ooh,
How do you decide which industries or ventures that you want to invest in, your resources in?
I think they decide me. You know, I'm more intentional. So let's just say I have an individual that wants to do a toy giveaway, right? A big individual.
Yeah.
Well, they want to give away 1,000 toys, and in exchange for that, I give them a key to the city. Well, I'm like, no. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
You know, what have you done? I'm not interested in putting you in a spotlight to do that kind of work because these kids here really need the resources, right? So I'm going to put my focus on that. And so for me, I don't know what's next. I think I want to put myself in a bottle and do this type of intentional work in government all across, you know, because I consult with a lot of people, talk to a lot of communities, asking how did I do this, that, and the third. I think I just want to go out and do it alone, you know, on a consulting basis. Once I finish Forest Park has become home because I'm working with a governing body that truly gets it, right? Yeah. It's not the politics that's driving the course of action. It's not the egos that's driving the course of action. It's the needs and wants of that community. Yes. And that makes my job extremely easy. Most days.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. The initiatives that y'all are taking in the community, I know that y'all are making a difference in those children's and families' lives because I come from a background that needed those resources. And I have younger siblings that, you know, they benefit from the type of initiatives that you put out in the community. So I just want to say that you're definitely making a difference.
Same here, you know, my focus now with recreation and leisure are athletics, right? You know, athletics saved my brother's lives. I mean, and the goal was you matriculated from elementary to middle rec ball to high school basketball, football, and then from there you were good enough to go to pro. Right. You know, and that was all we knew coming from the town that I was from. So it's important to me, you know, and bridging the gap of the resources. Yes. You know, one of the most difficult things that I face is that people don't recognize the importance of your local government. Well, to be honest, your local election is way more important to everybody in this room than a Trump election or a Kamala election because the local politicians really can affect your lives, you know, based upon where you live, what your taxes look like, what do you have going on in your community, how can you benefit from this stuff. That's all on the local level, not the federal level. Most people will never interact with the federal government outside of IRS or taxes. You'll never interact with them.
What would you say has been the most rewarding part of working in Forest Park, both professionally and personally for you?
The most rewarding part has been to see the satisfaction on the employees' faces. I mean, so just today, I don't even know if he know it. All of our employees, you probably don't know it because he hasn't said anything. For Thanksgiving, all of our employees are getting $1,000 bonus. Every full-time employee.
Sign me up for this.
It's like I want
you know, I'm about to quit my job. They're getting $1,000 Christmas bonus thanks to our governing body. Wow. Full-time, part-time employees are getting $500, and I never said a word to the employees. Wow. You know, so today was just a surprise. You know, and most of the employees, as I walk by them, I know they don't know it. Yeah. But I think that's probably the biggest satisfaction to recognize that 95% of the employees are much older than me, and to know that I'm making an impact on their lives and a difference in their financial situation, there is no greater reward. Yeah. There is just no greater reward.
I can only imagine. It's a blessing to be a blessing, and just to be out here doing God's work and knowing that that's what you're doing, living in your purpose.
Absolutely. I tell people all the time, regardless if I'm the city manager or not, regardless if I make more than everybody else or not, my light bill is the same as an employee's light bill to make $17 an hour. The difference is I have more disposable income, so why not care about those employees on the lower end to make sure that they're not struggling?
Yes.
What strategies do you use to inspire and motivate your team in both your public and private life?
So publicly, I guess all of my life is public, work and at home. But every Monday I send out a motivational message to all of our employees. And I'll test you to see, as we were riding here, I'll test you like, See my messages? You know, and the goal is most people don't read in their personal lives, right? We'll look at social media, we'll look at blogs, I'm guilty. But you never focus on what true leadership really is. And so by the end of the next 2 months, my employees would have read a full book. And it's on nothing but motivation and leadership.
Okay.
You know, so that's how I inspire them. The other thing is you'll never know how far a simple hello, how are you doing? You had a birthday yesterday. You know, things that you never know how far those things.
Cares a little bit. Okay.
Absolutely. So
Make
everyone,
you feel seen.
absolutely, and heard. Every one of my employees' birthdays, my directors is on my calendar, so they all get a personalized birthday gift from me because for me that's important. And with the employees, I know 95% of our employees on a first name basis, and we have 380
That's
employees.
important.
And so what I do is every time I come in a room, regardless of my title, I shake every last employee's hand. Every last one, every time. If we have 5 meetings a week with my general workforce, I'm going to shake everybody's hand.
Why was it so important for you to be so intentional with getting to know everyone and speaking to everyone? Because, you know, you could just come in, walk in your office and not even say a word to nobody. But why was that so important for you?
Because when I came up in the government, it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
You know, when I came up working in a rural town, Spalding County, it wasn't that. Like, people didn't want you to make it. People didn't want to give you the tools to be successful because they were too afraid that, I guess they were afraid of you having power. But if you look at history, that's why I feel like our culture has been so enslaved because we didn't have the right people around us to help us make those moves.
Yeah.
My mom couldn't tell me about the importance of credit, stocks, bonds, mutual interest, none of that because they were not taught that. So for me, it's been a quest to ensure that whatever I know, you know. I'm never worried about you taking my job because if it's for you, it's for you.
It's for you.
If it's for me, it's for me. And I think just getting out of oneself's own way, like just letting the evolution of life happen, recognizing that in life we need each other.
Yep.
I would rather help you make money, help you make your next move, help you reach your next vision. Because at the end of the day, you're going to make a move, and I'm going to be able to sit at the table with you and be like, I had something to do with that.
Yes.
I never wanted to be the king. I just wanted to have a seat at the table with them.
That's a word right
Yeah,
there.
it is.
Well, on that note, we
on.
on the commercial
all
break.
the gems.
Ready to talk in that taco man here today. Okay, I see you, Rick. I see you. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Again, make sure y'all are downloading the app, 101 TKO Radio. Also, again, if you want to talk, ask questions, have anything on your mind, or if you happen to be in Forest Park and you're hearing this conversation, this would be the time to call in and let us know what y'all have to say. We're going to hold him accountable for everything.
I'm ready.
He's
I'm
ready. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we be back, we come back. We got more with Mr. Ricky Walker, right?
Clark.
Mr. Clark.
All these years we've been around each other, Joe.
Ricky Clark. I'm messing up names today. Let's take me out. Take me out, Daddy. Take me out.
You ain't just cute, you getting money too.
hoe. You dead broke, it's your dad's fault. I'm high horse, you asphalt. Don't roll it fake.
Yeah. We are back. Man, we got so much great conversation going off the line. We had to hurry up and rush back online so y'all can hear some of this stuff that we are talking about and discussing. Once again, I got my man Ricky Clark, who is in the building with us.
Yes,
Thank you for having me.
You know what I'm saying? Ricky Clark, and again,
Such great advice.
my two co-hosts, Princess Bank and the lovely Royalty, that are bonding so well together.
We are.
I love my color. Yes. So we was talking a little off air about a situation, and I had a question for you. You was kind of going into it, and I wanted to hurry up and get back online because I wanted to know like how, like, we see so much that goes on with police brutality. Police is being so quick to shoot. And I know Tay was saying something about the mental, state of everything. I want to know, like, how are you dealing, with that situation so that we are saving lives of really innocent people to proven guilty, but we're saving lives of individuals that, that the police has come and counter with out here, because I just feel like a lot of times you can prevent from just going the extra mile with, just killing someone or pulling the trigger. And why is it so quick and so easy for that to happen?
Well, Johnny, I think that's the $1 million question. I can't answer the mental state.
You Ricky Clark.
I can't answer. I can do a lot of things, but reading somebody's mind is not one. But I'll say this: the only thing that we can control as a local government is first ensuring that prior to you hiring these individuals, you do a thorough review of their background. So in Forest Park, there is not one officer hired that I don't review their post profile, their resumes, etc. before they're hired. And what you're looking for to see if there are any consistent patterns. Are there consistent patterns with complaints about customer service, them doing wrong things? And then on the side of that, what I want us to get to in the world is police brutality is wrong, right? On the other side, a brother killed another brother is wrong too.
Right.
One is not more important than the other. So the focus should be, what do we do as a culture to ensure that, as men especially, that we're talking about mental health. We're talking about these stresses. We're talking about de-escalation, because those are the same conversations that we have with our officers. You have to make the best decision. And on the other side, it's like, if you find an issue with an officer, address it. So in our police department, the cabinet...
But if you address it, I see on IG all the time with people making complaints and, addressing things that go on, as far as in the police force. We don't see a change. You don't see anything that happen. So are y'all really addressing it? I feel like officers should be... Like, if something happens, you should have to go back through training. Because apparently you didn't get it right.
I totally agree. And what I can say out of all those posts that you've seen, it's never been a city that I've managed. Ever.
Talk your talk.
Not
Not on my watch.
I remember one time I ride through Forest Park and they stopped me from
breaking the law. Now, we believe in traffic interdiction because it keeps crime out. Not trying to over police the community. But one of the things that our chief of police, Brandon Chris, always talks about is recognizing that for some things, tail light out, tag light out.
Yeah.
The person may not know. Some things you can just give a warning for. Or they're also working on a partnership with AutoZone to where you get a voucher. If you have these things wrong, you get a voucher instead of a ticket to go take care of that stuff.
I love that.
Just being more interactive and embracive of the community.
Yes.
What do you feel about them not sending out like police officers, but you know how they have the volunteers now that just like ride around and come out and stay, so they would be the one to pull you over for your tail light or something like that instead of
I'm totally against it.
Okay.
I'm totally against it because I think that the officers go through a rigorous training through mandate, as well as they have to get so many certification hours every year. I feel like if we're going to have individuals interacting with the general public, they need to be trained for that. That's almost like me saying I'm a church musician, I want to go manage a rapper, right? There's training that you need to go through in order to be effective.
Okay.
Definitely. Okay.
So no, I'm totally against it.
Good insight.
Makes sense. Okay.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
What you got, Tay?
I was going to ask you, what leadership principle or is there a philosophy that you use that guides your decision making when faced with tough choices for the city?
Simple. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You know, I treat people the way that I want to be treated. I talk to people the way that I want to be treated. Now, I'm a perfectionist, and I'm very intentional about the work in which we're paid to do needs to be perfect at all times. There is little room for error when you work for me, because I think our citizenry deserve it. Because if we're slacking in our job, then your street is suffering. If we're not following through on grant applications, that means you have potholes that are not getting repaired. And so I'm big on just treating people the way that I want to be treated. And the other thing is, there is nothing that I would ask my employees to do that I can't do.
Yourself.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I've done it all. The only thing I haven't done is worked in a police department. Well, actually been a police officer or served as a firefighter. That's the only thing in local government I haven't done.
So what's been your biggest, hardest obstacle that you had to overcome thus far?
I think my biggest obstacle by far would be me leaving Jonesboro. I felt as if there was no way anybody in this state could say Jonesboro and they didn't mention my name, because the work was just so massive. You know, so walking away from that was a very tough thing. It sent me down. You know, I talk about how strong my mental capacity is, but it really sent me down a path of a lot of darkness. Because what happened, the administration changed. And in cities, when your administration changed, the mayor roles changed, you know, they changed staff, you know. But one of the things that I learned throughout that process was there's a scripture, and it's the prayer of Jabez, right? It talks about how God will increase your territory, you know. So I remember going through all of that thinking, you know, there's no way I'm leaving this job. I have it made. I know it like the back of my hand, and I can literally run the city with my telephone. But during that season, I just felt like I was placed into a corner to where I had to make a decision to walk away from it. And greater was on the other side. You know, I resigned from Jonesboro at 6:15 one day and was offered a job in Forest Park at 7:30 the same day.
Wow.
You know, and you just don't hear of stuff like that. You know, and so that just shows me that His grace was sufficient. And had I never been pushed into that corner, I would have missed out on my blessing, because I would have still been there.
Yes.
Comfortable. And I tell everybody, stretch yourself beyond your comfort zone, right? I'm never interested in life being status quo. I'm never interested in just doing something, because I've always done it. I'm going to always stretch myself, personally and professionally.
I love that. Yeah.
What's a piece of advice that you would give to someone striving to be a better leader in their community?
I think we all have idols, all right? You know, I have idols. Like, I look at people like Shirley Franklin. I look at people like, I had an amazing boss, the former mayor of Jonesboro, Joy Day. She stretched me. You know, I had a lot of amazing leaders around me, and what I did, I took out all of the great qualities and the bad qualities out of them and emulated to fix my personality. Because whether you like it or not, I'm not changing who I am, right? You know, I'm always walk in every room with the same aura. Like, I own it. You know, because if you're walking in it, if you're walking in your truth, if you know what you want, if you know whose you are, then why be ashamed of it? You know, I tell a lot of my friends, like, no, if the sky is yours, go get it. There's nothing that can stop you. So my thing with young aspiring leaders is just do the work. Don't complain, just do the work. Every day is not easy. You know, I'd probably do more hours working than most people, but to whom much is given, much is required.
Yes.
You know, and I've just never been afraid of the work. Now, the balance is I shut down. You know, and when I shut down, I'm done.
Is there the person, Ricky Clark, who is the city manager of Forest Park? Is there a difference in the city manager and Ricky Clark?
I would want to say probably early on there was there was a difference, right? I would try to finesse you with the most articulate language, using words that you couldn't pronounce, hoping that I would talk over your head enough that you would just buy into whatever I had to say. But now it's just, as far as Park, it's just a family, right? I told you I want Jay's to work, I want my fitteds to work, because I want to be relatable to the individuals that work there. So no, there's not a difference. Now you get Ricky Clark after 7 o'clock. There's a difference in Ricky and Rico. Rico is a different person. Rico is enjoying life.
Yeah,
you know, Rico is enjoying life. Just turn it up.
Ricky.
Because I love being around my friends. I'm blessed to have some amazing friends around me. Lots of restaurant owners, just a lot of good people.
Yes.
You know, that inspire me because they're doing so well. You know, and I've always been the person. If you make $1 million, I'm not hating.
Right.
I'm happy for you,
Yeah.
you know, and so I enjoy celebrating all of the wins, and collectively as a core group of friends, even all of them on my live right now, we celebrate each other, and that's the only way to be.
I'm glad you mentioned that. How important would you say it is to have basically the company that you keep around? How important would you say that is to your professional and personal growth?
It's very important, because at the end of the day, you can have stale people, whether it's friends or people that you're sleeping with. You can have people that are draining energy and never putting anything back into you. I always said, if you're the smartest person in your circle, then you're in the wrong circle. If you have friends around you that just say yes for everything that you want to do, you're in the wrong circle. If you have individuals, especially in the female culture, if you have females around you that smile in front of you and talk about you behind your back, mad because you got this man that they wanted, them the wrong friends.
Yep.
I believe that you should surround yourself for people that will support you regardless of what. They'll tell you when you're wrong, and they'll praise you when you're right.
Amen.
Rick, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been in a position to where you had to make a decision and do something that you knew wasn't necessarily right, but your hands was forced?
Never. So I've been put in situations.
Come on, let's be real.
Never. So I've been put in, of course, with my position, all of your developers and investors know that I'm the middle person stopping them from getting whatever amount of money they're going to make. But as I told you, when I came, I wasn't looking for a job, so I've never taken handouts. I've never did deals to the side. I've never been forced to do something that didn't feel right, because at the end of the day, if we talk about mental health, there is no way that I can protect my mental health, and I'm worried about the next time they're going to open the jail cell and I walk in because of something that I've done. You know, and that's where a lot of politicians, it's a word for them. That's where a lot of them other people end up messing themselves up, because for most elected officials, it's not a lot of money, right? You're doing it based upon your heart. Most of these elected officials in the state make under $40,000 a year. That's why you have.
You say make under what?
$40,000 a year.
For elected officials?
For elected officials. That's why you have appointed professional staff.
Oh wow!
Wow.
No, couldn't do
And that's why so many things happen.
Yeah.
They don't happen in our city, but they happen in other places.
So I mean,
And if the answer to that question was yes, do you think I would answer it on this live?
In front of all the people, y'all would just tell me.
slip up. But let me ask you a question: do Forest Park communicate with other cities? Do you communicate with other city managers, and do y'all have like a pool or like a
somewhere they collaborate? Or?
I don't know why I'm losing my words today, but like a group chat or whatever, to where y'all communicate and y'all try to see on how y'all can, better, the city as a whole as far as for each individual.
We do. So we have a listserv, and it's the same as a text thread. It's just via email. And I mean, they share insight. For me personally, I guess the benefit is that it's there, but I think a lot of leaders lack creativity and they're not innovative, right? A lot of governments have so much red tape and it's so bureaucratic that you can't really get anything done, and it's counterproductive to saying my city is open for business. And so for me, I enjoy tearing down that red tape just to make it more of a concierge model is what we call in Forest Park, so that it's easy for you to do business. And so I guess some of the things that we get from other communities is like, if we have an issue with dogs being tethered or dogs on a leash, instead of us reinventing the wheel, we'll come somewhere like Stonecrest, look at their ordinances if they have one, and adopt somewhat of the same just to make it fit our community. So there is that collaboration, and then all of our trainings are together. So city managers train with city managers, elected officials train with elected officials, and then somewhere in the middle you meet.
Okay. That's fine.
So leadership can feel often isolating. Who do you turn to confide in when you're like going through something deep? Besides like prayer and God, is there a person that you turn to that you tune in with? It probably
would be either Kia or Ebony, one of the two. You know, Ebony is the owner of Nouveau, and Kia is my friend who's also a chef. So it probably would be them. The night that I made the decision that it was time for me to leave, so when I left the office, I called them. We met on the backside of Nouveau. Probably 10 o'clock at night. And I said to them, like, this is what I'm going to do. And they were like, no.
Was that a hard, because I know you.
We all cried.
Jones.
Oh.
We all
cried. I can honestly say that.
Yeah.
And when I met you, just sitting, but I could tell, and you know what I'm saying, not like we hang out every day, but I could tell you love Jones.
Yeah, I
so
do.
I know that had to be a difficult decision when you made that.
It's still difficult, you know, but yeah, so I called them, we set out, we talked. They told me I was crazy. They asked me if I had been doing drugs or something, you know. And so I was like, yeah, this is what I think I'm going to do. And so I remember the next day I went to the attic to get some shoes for church. And a Bible fell down. It still gets me emotional to even talk about it. A Bible fell down. It was my family Bible. And it opened on the prayer of Jabez.
Wow.
When I went to church that Sunday, the preacher preached the prayer of Jabez. And he focused on, and God answered his request. And so for me, if you've been requesting more money, more opportunity, more success, another way to show the world that you can do this, not just from one community, but wherever you go, it's going to turn to gold. You got to expand your territory.
Yeah.
You know, we ask for things, but then when it's in front of us or it confronts us, we're afraid of it.
Yeah.
And so that night at 10:11 p.m., I was sitting in 7 in Stockbridge, which is a sports bar, and I drafted an email, and I said, I'm resigning.
Wow.
And when I did it, it was a release of nothing but the biggest endorphins, like, I did it.
Yeah.
You know, now let the chips fall as they may. You know, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know where I'm going. I don't have a plan in sight. I don't have a vision in sight. And what I thought about, when you had that one night stand, you didn't know what I mean, but you did it. And so for me, if we can do it in our personal life, why not attribute it to your professional life and just try it? One of the things that I knew is regardless of what environment I go in, whether it's entertainment, government, construction, real estate, cars, the person is still there.
Yeah.
Right? So I can move this person and this acumen anywhere, and it'll be successful because, first, I'm going to always do right by people. Yeah. 2, I'm never chasing a bag. It'll always chase me. And 3, I believe that my steps have been ordered for everything that is before me, that in which I can see and that in which I haven't seen.
Wow. I love that confirmation of the Bible falling. It's like sometimes nobody will ever understand that, but you knew that was God right then. And specifically on that prayer and that passage. Yeah. So that is powerful.
Are there any siblings?
So I do. I have an older brother that's in Germany. He worked for the Secret Service and the Department of Defense. He's a 3-time surviving war hero.
Wow.
As well as my middle brother, who was a big football athlete, is in South Carolina with his family, and that's all I claim.
Okay.
So that's on the mama side.
Understandable.
I want to be very clear.
So let me ask you a question. How was Ricky Clark growing up? Let's talk about Ricky. How was Ricky growing up? Who is Ricky?
So Ricky, I was very energetic. I never knew, and I tell people this and they laugh, I never knew that we really didn't have a lot until I was in my 20s. I really never knew what it looked like.
Your mom did a great job.
Because all of our needs were met. You know, we lived in a trailer park. It was 3 bedrooms. My first time probably sleeping in a bed of my own was when I was like 16 or 17.
Yeah.
We enjoyed laying on the vent in our trailer, putting tent, a sheet to blow up as a tent at night, and that's how we slept.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't know any different. We had food, we had clothes, went to church, and my brothers played sports. Had trophies all around the house, and we drove an old station wagon. Every last one of my brothers wrecked my mother's car going to prom except me. And she didn't let me drive. She made me catch a taxi cab.
Oh, wow.
You know, but so Ricky was always full of life. I always knew that there was something special about me because I was so smart. And it just came to me naturally. I was so smart that I was very bad. Like, I fight you. You know, that still is in me. Like, you know, whenever I feel like I'm pushed, whenever I feel like I'm pushed, I'm going to always come out of it because that's been the story of my life. The complexities of growing up in the town that I grew up in is that you realize growing up in a cotton mill town where there's nothing but mills around you, where black people don't really have a voice because that's not talked about because we're in an enslaved region of the world. And so for me, it was, I wanted to be the ambassador that came out of that community where people could look at me and say he wasn't a rapper. You know, like it's some amazing people come from Griffin. Jody Breeze. You know, you got some amazing football athletes that come from Griffin. I didn't want to be that. That's not who I am. I wanted to use this brain to make things shape.
So
you did that.
So why you didn't decide to be an official at Forest in Griffin?
So I did. So I worked in Griffin from the age of 17 to the age of 22. I hit a pinnacle in 22, at the age of 22, when I was like, I celebrated my 18th birthday in a jail. I celebrated my 21st birthday in a commissioner's office. Where else am I going? My boss is 40 years older than me. You know, he just retired 3 years ago. And so I really credit him with really teaching me the ropes, even though he didn't want to. You know, I credit him with teaching me the ropes, and I knew if the sky was the limit, I couldn't stop in Griffin. You know, I had to go spread my wings. Similar to me moving cities, moving from Jonesboro to Forest Park, I wanted to move from Griffin to Fulton to see if I'd be successful in the work that I did. And just like that, when I worked in Union City, it was the same.
Speaking on that, by you being a city manager of Forest Park, do you actually have to live in Forest Park?
No.
Okay.
No, most do, but no.
Okay.
No. It might be a requirement somewhere, but no. I believe that the reason it is like that in some communities is that if there's a recommendation from my office to raise taxes, then I'm raising taxes for myself. You know, I wouldn't have an issue living in Forest Park, but we're in a resurgence now of what we're trying to really diversify what that housing portfolio looks like. You know, Forest Park is comprised of a lot of single-family homes, so there are a lot of new builds on the way, a lot of three-level townhomes. So the city is rebuilding right now, but I live close.
Would you rate Forest Park as like a low-income city?
I think there are portions of Clayton County that, based upon the matrix of census tracts, they're all considered low income. You know, just based upon a matrix, and it works on some instances because you're able to receive more federal funding for programs to help people like us. Right? It's an easy way to get money. That's just a hustle. But I do think that what happened is when they gentrified Atlanta, they built all of those apartments in Clayton, and people just had to find somewhere to go. And so MARTA didn't come to Clayton until 2014, so the individuals couldn't get from Clayton to Fulton or Atlanta or above to get jobs. So it's just that resurgence. Now we're in our, 10th year of having MARTA in the county, and we see the impact that MARTA has had on just development. In Forest Park, right in our backyard, is Fort Gillum. So Fort Gillum is the largest rapid redevelopment of a decommissioned military base in the world, with over 3,000 jobs and a $1 billion impact since 2015. You don't get that nowhere in the world.
Wow.
And it's right in our backyard. So now the quest has become, how do we ensure that at this decommissioned military base, of course, some of those veterans still stayed around the area. Some of the veterans became homeless. How do we ensure that when you go by all of these jobs at Fort Gillum, from Amazon to Boeing to Kroger to Blue Star Studios to all of these major corporate companies, how do we ensure that the residents that call Forest Park home have the job skill sets to land some of those jobs? That's how you keep that dollar evolving. You know, that's what we call socioeconomics. And so for me, it's become a quest of, how do we get this person to connect to this job? Because if I connect this resident to this job, that resident is going to go spend money at a restaurant or at a bar or something. We collect that tax money back 3 times.
Is it a certain time frame that you have being a city manager, or is it just until you feel like you have Just reach that point.
No, so I'm on a contract. So we have council meetings every other Monday, and they can call a special call meeting with three council members. All it takes is 3 votes to get rid of me. So you got to be able to count to 5, right? You got to be able to count to 3. I'm sorry, because 3 is a majority. So let's just say it's 5 of us right here. I could piss you off. I could piss her off. Then I got to make certain I don't piss her off, because y'all could call a special call meeting and say, Mr. Clark, your services are no longer needed.
And it's just
done
like that.
Wow.
That don't feel like pressure on you?
It can be pressure. It can be pressure if you think of it. You know, you have to remember, when I go into meetings with my boss's council meeting, of course it's on your mind, like, oh, it's a night tonight. But I can't lead like that, you know. Then I will be operating in the spirit of fear, not of power. And so for me, I don't think about it. You know, what I think about is that I have a contract that protects me. And while I'm there, if it's 1 year, I've been there now, 1.5 years, if it's a year or 5 years, then I know that for the time that I was there, one thing they'll never be able to say is that I didn't work my butt off.
Yes.
So what initiatives or changes are you most proud of implementing in your role as the city manager?
I think the one that I'm most proud of would be the KPI. So oftentimes in government, we are more reactive than we are proactive. And I believe in letting data guide your path, chart the course for all of your successes. And so over the course of the last 6 or 7 months, my chief of staff and I have worked on really implementing this dashboard so that we're able to report externally as to the work that we said we'd do. If we said we would fix sidewalks in a period of 4 days, well, the public will be able to see that we said we fixed it in 5 days. It took us 7. We've messed ourselves up, and it's just fully transparent. The other thing that I'll say has been a big success of mine was just really planning out this city center. So I'll be selecting on December 2nd a general contractor for a 200,000 square feet city center that comprises all of our city offices with the exception of fire and public works under one roof. It'll be the largest governmental complex in Forest Park. And the beauty of that is, I'm known in Jonesboro for building the brand new city center. It opened 2 months before I resigned, or 3 months before I resigned. I come over to Forest Park and I'm able to do the same thing over and over again.
Wow.
And I think this weekend, if you saw my post, I posted a video of my name etched on one of the monuments in Forest Park. That was like one of those aha moments because the individuals that served on that council and the various boards, they charted the course to bring in somebody innovative like me to carry it out for years to come.
Congratulations. Yeah. So I know you have a lot of past successes and current successes as well. And you may have just answered this question, but what would you say is one aspect of Forest Park that you're most passionate about improving in the next 5 years, and how is there any way residents can get involved?
So right now we are doing our home program. So in 2022, the governing body approved $1.3 million for home repair grants. And what that is, if you are over the age of 62, you qualify, based upon income levels, of course, household income rather, you qualify for $10,000 to renovate, rehab your house for emergency stuff, roofing, electrical, HVAC, sidewalk, that kind of stuff. Yeah. On Black Friday, we are relaunching it for the entirety of the community. So there's no age restriction. And so that's this Friday. So I'm excited to see how individuals that own their houses can begin to make those minor and major improvements to the exterior. If you ever notice it, if you ever go into what we consider to be ghettos, the houses always look one kind of way because they're not kept up. And what we want to dispel is the fact that you can't take care of your house. And most of the time in the African American communities, our grandparents and great grandparents, they didn't have the money to do those things to their houses. Their houses was handed down from generations and generations to come. So this is an opportunity for them to take advantage of free money that they don't have to pay back to make those repairs.
Wow. I'm gonna tell Mama, go ahead, moving forward.
They doing some big things over there, Mama. You gotta get over there.
The real estate is high right now.
The real estate is high in Forest Park.
It is. So we just had, just last year, right by Star Park, there's a new, it looks like a townhouse to me, but it's single family detached, sold for $817,000.
Forest Park?
In Forest Park. You know, I tell people, I've had the opportunity to tour a lot of your people, entertainment around Forest Park, and they're all like, never would have had a clue.
Is that, cause I've been there, that's just not an area I would see myself being around. I mean, not trying to just,
no, I get it.
I just wouldn't be there.
Until you let me give you the tour. Ooh, and you would be like, I never knew that this was there. And what I tell people, the same opportunities that everybody ran to Atlanta for, right? The goal is to make money. You think you have more volume. Well, you change that same concept to I'm going to go into an area that is up and coming. It's easier to make money because you don't have the competition that you have. And it's a way for you to gentrify or diversify, rather, your income sources. You know, let's just say you find some houses, single family houses. Right now, they were built in the 60s or the 70s, and you can pay $190,000 for that house. Tear the house down, rebuild them. If you're able to get $400,000 or $500,000 based upon comps around the city, you're winning. You're winning because the lots are so large.
Do you deal with like any jealousy from your workforce coming in, and then people just like, who do you think he is? Coming in dressed out like that, talking all proper, thinking he's the man, having that fancy ass haircut. Who cuts his hair?
Perfectly lined up.
The same person that cut yours, Johnny.
Have you experienced that, and how do you deal with stuff like that? Like, how do you deal with that?
The same way I deal in my personal life. I don't know what I don't hear, right? And most people are not bold enough to talk about you to your face.
Yeah.
And so whatever your thought, whatever the speculation is, I run my life like I don't care because I don't hear it. You know, and I can't carry it. Of course people do it. They do it in every arena.
Yeah.
But the difference is you're not bold enough to say it to me. And so it's only, and I'm the same way in my personal life. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
As long as you're not bold enough to come say it to me, I'm not going to think about it because I'll never hear it. And I'll never let people come to tell me what other people said.
Yep.
You know?
Because why they was bold enough to say it to you.
Right. You
Yeah,
know, and
that's
if you
what
tell somebody else that I
What
don't
did
care.
you say when they said that
Exactly.
Because now I think you're a punk.
Now I'm looking at you sideways.
Yeah, and I want to fight you too.
Exactly.
I mean, if they say if you don't have haters, you ain't doing something
That's right.
And
That's
you doing
right.
a lot of things right now, so you can't worry about the naysayers.
You know, I think I've in my job I've had some scares. You know, being out because everything that I do is not pretty.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
all
How
of the
about
work-
actually have you
Oh,
been in a position
definitely.
you feel like you?
Oh, definitely. I've had threats.
Had to
I've
grab
had people run up on me. I've had
What?
Especially when you're not approving them for things.
absolutely. I mean, I fired officers and got pulled over by officers' friends, and you thought I didn't know, but I knew. I just beat it. You know, so
What?
and I'm very intentional. Like I'ma always keep it 100. I told you, I only know how to be me.
Yeah.
And so what I always tell people, you may get me once,
But you won't give me twice.
but you won't get me twice. And then you're going to have to look over your back for the rest of your life.
Oh Lord, he a gangster low
What's your
key,
sign?
Scorpio.
Okay.
You know, and so now you just learn how to move, right? You learn how to move carefully, but still you don't want that presence to where people think he's not approachable, you know? And so, yeah, I've had some scares. I mean, I had a person sitting outside my house.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it especially, you have to remember, I broke down a system in Jonesboro. You know, my first day there, they egged my car. You know, it was just bad. I mean, it was just bad. But you know, I have to go back to my quote. He'll never put more on you than you can bear.
Yeah.
You know, and my thing is, you just know how to move. Like I know how to move around it. I know where to go and where not to go. You know, I know when I need somebody around me and when I don't. And I'm the same way in my personal life. You know, because you just never know. I fired so many officers. I'm not proud of it, but they fired themselves.
Right.
That you just never know who's watching you.
So, but in your line of work, and this is just something, I mean, I don't know if you could really answer this question that I'm looking for, but
I don't sell drugs.
I don't know if you can really answer it, but in your line of work, is it a certain line or a certain degree you have to just stick by? Like, let's just say you working on a project, and in the middle of this project, your mind go left, but it's going left because you see something bigger than what's actually being put in front of you to actually do or whatever. Are you contained to stay on that course, or can you go that extra mile and you know go off of how you feel or what you need to do?
It happens every day. One of the issues that I have is that my mind never stops racing, so much so that at night I have to turn on white noise just to sleep because my mind is always racing. What is the next thing we can do? Was this successful? What can we do different? And so because I'm a creative mind, I'm allowed through my job to just be creative. Of course, within policy and within reason, but there's no limits. There's no limits.
Okay, so I'm being devil advocate. What if I'm over you and I'm saying, Ricky, we just not ready for that just yet?
I mean, I've had that happen. Nouveau is the result of 2 years, 3 years worth of no's. But I never stopped because one of the things that I knew, because Nouveau, and I'm not sure if you're aware of this, Johnny, Nouveau was a fire station. It was a community.
I was told that when I first went over there. Yeah.
It was a community fire station that we used to rent out for weddings, birthday parties, etc. I'll never forget. They called me one Sunday when I was in church because somebody had left their kid home and they had to get in. So I had to leave church, go open at that building to let these people in for whatever they were doing. And I remember at that time just talking about the importance of ensuring that we give our community what they need. And they wanted a restaurant downtown. You had all of the courthouse people, you had all of those attorneys that was there, but they had nowhere to get lunch beside Terra Boulevard, and it was fast food. And so I just stayed on. Every time they said no, I wait 2 months, take it back. They say no again, I wait 3 months, take it back, until we pushed them in a corner to where they couldn't say no. We had the money, the community was behind it. So as an elected official, if you are elected by the people, you're telling the people no to something that they want, then how do you look to the people that voted for you? And so, yeah, it happens. Now in Forest Park, that community and their leaders, they want change. Like, from my first day there, it was clear that they want to change.
Are they community meetings like how it used to be back in the day?
Yeah.
Do y'all actually have these meetings where y'all talk with the neighborhood, talk with the people to see what's on their mind, what's their viewpoints, and, asking questions on how can we better our community?
Absolutely. So the different council members do it different ways. So in Forest Park, we have 5 council members representing 5 different wards and a mayor who's at large. And so typically those town hall meetings are driven by those elected officials because those are the individuals that elected them. And so I know for 2 of them, they have town hall meetings every month. And it's just where all of my executive cabinet members come out to wherever they're doing them at and just talk about what's happening within their departments. And then we're very active on social media, as well as we have over 20,000 individuals that we can reach in 30 seconds just with getting out information, and same with our police and fire services, they do the same. But I always tell people, if you really have a question, you can just email them or call them because all of our numbers are public and all of our emails are public.
Do they read it? Do y'all read it?
My staff have to respond to emails within 24 hours.
Wow.
Oh,
that's a good turnaround.
There's no excuse. No excuse. If you are like today, as I was coming here, I had a complaint from an individual that they had paid money for an event, requested a refund, but the city didn't give their refund. And my response is simple. Why didn't you give them a refund? It's $25. Just give the money back. But I learned that they had not been responsive. So I just called IT, pulled me that email thread. I want to see it. So they have to hear from me because you could have handled this and it not gone to my office.
Yeah.
Do that individual get fired?
No, absolutely not. You don't want to
$25.
No, you don't want to just fire them. I think sometimes it's a snafu. What happens now with all of the filters, just protecting governments from cyber attacks, all of the security, sometimes it literally gets lost in the shuffle. It can be spammed, it can be quarantined because there's so many parameters, and the email address does look a little sketchy, but it's not.
Got you.
Yeah, it does look a little sketchy, but it's not. It's a real person.
So the email really work. I'm gonna write an email.
And if you don't hear from me at $25, I owe you lunch or dinner at CNS.
I'm gonna try.
Is there a fun fact about Ricky or Rico that most people don't know?
I want to hear about Rico though.
Right, that's what I really.
Rico is loads of fun. Fun fact: I have no kids. I can't have kids. I was born that way.
You ever thought about adopting?
So I actually, crazy enough, I talked about adopting today. So I was in a meeting with this lady that really like adopted 2 kids. One that's autistic and the other was just normal, I guess is the best way to say it. But I think I want to adopt kids before I get too old. I'm 38 now, you know. All my playing is out the way.
Right.
I think.
Want a
Is
son?
it?
Want a son or a daughter?
A son, definitely. We
You want
talked
a
about.
son?
I don't want a daughter. You know, there's
Right.
some aspects of a woman that I just don't want to take care of. You know.
Yeah, but you can create that great man.
Absolutely.
Leader in him.
Absolutely.
What about marriage? Let's get in that person.
I had to see if I had a ring.
He
on my
looked at
I
That
don't.
live going. Be careful.
And how do you handle dating in your position? Add on to that.
I'm laughing because my friends are laughing. They'll tell you. I think I am a serial dater, meaning I enjoy
Getting to know new people.
You know, at this point, it's really been fun, and I'll stop there.
Stop there. Are they?
Somebody say, "Here comes Rico."
That's what we trying to bring out. What do you look for, like in the? What is? I guess your deal breakers. That's easy.
Deal breakers. I don't like broke.
That's right.
I don't like users. And in the perfect world, I want someone that's on the same level. You can't deal with me if you don't understand the complexities of my palate is different.
Yeah.
You know, like there's certain things that I just like. You know, instead of wearing Calvin Klein, I like Baccarat. You know, it's just different, and I want somebody that can appreciate that and recognize that even though intimacy is a thing, I always tell people, if you can get inside somebody's head, you can control every aspect about them. You know, when you start thinking about like your different senses, if you take one sense away, like if I'll go to Rico, if somebody cover your eyes or close your ears, it's going to intensify another part of your body. And so I've always like really diving into that space of just self-control. Okay. You know, and recognizing that, hey, whoever it is that I end up with next,
I like the next.
Right.
But it's been fun. I don't want to say too much. But
it's we ain't going to get you in trouble, Rico.
And the other thing, I believe in living that part of my life like privately. Like I move very swiftly. You know, I can be here today, gone tomorrow. You just never know. But everybody wants somebody that they can share all of this with, whatever that is. Not only success, but your love, your compassion. You know, and I'm adventurous. You know, I'm not going to work forever. Yeah. You know, I said at one point in my life that by the age of 40, I want to be traveling every week, and a job that offers me that opportunity to be my next move, because I just want to see the world more so than I already have.
Gotcha.
So I won't give out too much more.
So when it's all said and done, what do you want people to remember Ricky Clark by?
I think I want my work to speak for me. You know, I want my nieces and nephews and my future kids, whether it's the dog or whoever, to recognize that they came in contact with somebody that was genuine, that never ran after the money, but someone that genuinely cared about people, somebody that had a heart of gold, somebody that would give your shirt off your back on the coldest day, and somebody that was authentic, somebody that understood that in life you rarely meet people that genuinely operate in the full capacity of their purpose and their passion, and that person is me. You know, and that's always who I've been. On my dying bed, I don't want people to come with sad stories. I want people to talk about the good things, the good times that we had, the motivational conversations, the inspiration that they gave to me or the inspiration that I gave to them. And I'll be able to say a job well done. You know, life as we know it is over, but I was able to accomplish everything in life that I wanted to.
Yes, no regrets.
And as a serial entrepreneur, what is the craziest business idea that you've ever had?
I cannot say it on this slide.
We'll get it on commercial break.
So let me ask you a question. I know you say you don't know what's next for you, but where you will wind up being, but do you feel that you could, you know what I'm saying, be that person that could run for government or go higher than the position that you're in and just go to that next level to be the person that's really making a change?
That's a good question, because when you walked in, we was talking about you being a mayor. You was just like, no. So that's a good question.
You know,
Or would you even want that responsibility?
It's not even about the responsibility. I wouldn't want the ridicule that comes along with it. You know, when you reach certain plateaus, governor, president, they pull all of these things out to destroy you and everybody connected to you. I just want to do the work.
Yeah.
You know, I would no longer, I don't think I have any aspirations as being working in any more public roles, because I want to be able to be me 1,000% of the time. You know, I just want to help people and be behind the scenes.
Okay.
You know, just escape from a camera,
Yeah.
a videographer, a scandal. I want to escape from that.
Yeah.
And everybody's intentions are not pure. You have individuals out there that are really trying to sabotage everything that you've worked hard to build up for.
Of course.
And so, no, I want to go behind the scenes, go private.
Gotcha. Well, we're going to get ready to go to a commercial break.
Will you hire me, Johnny?
Yeah, I would definitely hire you. We're going to go to a commercial break. We come back. Tay, did we get our game for today?
We did.
Okay.
We got a game coming up. We're going to play Black Card Revoke with them. I wanted to loosen them up a little bit, so that's why I chose that one.
Let's see if Ricky got with Black Card. So, Nelly, take us on out. Let's hear some of that. I'm going to say a different DJ. Oh, my gosh.
What is going on, Johnny?
Man, let's hear some of that DJ Superstar.
It was the flight coming back.
Take us on out, Nelly.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic.
are back. We are back. We are back. Man, it's been such a really dope interview.
Such a great conversation.
Yeah, great conversation.
A lot of good gems.
How are you feeling about our guest, Ricky Clark?
I'm feeling like he is very inspiring, motivational. I love that he's down to earth. Honestly, that's what stands out to me the most. He's down to earth and he's authentic to who he is. Yeah,
absolutely.
How
it's
you
rad.
feel, Princess?
He is so insightful, and I think what stands out to me is that you actually care for the people. You actually love your job. You know what I mean? It's not a facade. This is like really who you are, and from your humble beginnings and everything has brought you to where you are. So I just love your journey and love your story and love what you're doing for the people. I'm just excited to see going forth what you do.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
what's up. So let's loosen this thing up.
Let's loosen it up.
You know what I'm saying?
We got let's bring Rico out. But
Yes.
What game we playing today?
we gonna play Black Card Revoked. Are you familiar with that one? See, I knew this would be a good one for you.
Every time.
I knew. But you play. You grew up. You got this. You got this.
I was reading a book somewhere.
We got faith in you.
This gonna be your victory today.
Yes.
All right, we're starting off easy.
You got this.
When the pastor says, "I'll be brief today," it really means.
It's gonna be very long.
That's another 45.
Look, you ain't give me.
Oh.
No, but that's good. You got that one right. I had some choices. Okay, I'm gonna get this one. It doesn't have any choices. What does BPT stand for?
Black people time.
Okay, look at you. You get it.
I thought it was colored people time.
No, it
Yeah,
could
it is.
be, but BPT
Yeah.
is one too.
Gotcha.
BPT is one too. If your mom brought you into this world, what else can she do?
Take your ass out.
Look at you, 3 for 3.
Bro, you blocking it.
Who you been playing with? Okay.
You're doing good.
In the 2000s, who was knucking, bucking, and ready to fight?
Crime mob. You asking the easy one.
I mean, they good ones. Okay. Mama says stop running in and out of the house before you break my screen door, let her fly in, hurt yourself, or let my good air out.
Let my good air out.
Okay, you got that one. Okay. According to David Ruffin, which member were they not coming to see in the group The Temptations?
Perfect.
Eddie,
Iconic line.
Eddie, Melvin, Otis, or Paul?
Otis.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, look, you talking about you lose.
I guess. Always go with C.
Yeah, right.
How many times did Outkast apologize to Miss Jackson? A million, a trillion, a dozen, or 1,000?
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, bro.
I had to think of the song.
Apologize. A trillion.
Yeah, look at that. Okay,
had to sing
Mr.
it.
Ricky Clark. Okay, last one. If a crowd of people starts running, what should you do? Ask what they are running from, walk fast, stay in place until the coast clears, or start running with them.
Ooh, I went
Start running with
Okay,
Just go.
Just go.
you did a great job.
You got them all right.
What's my prize?
I think you first got them all right. You got them all right.
All right.
I think she set you up to get them all right.
She gave me the
Yeah,
answers
we
before
did
I
a conspiracy. We talked before this.
Slid a little answer sheet.
Yeah, Miko just hit back, said he couldn't hear you.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
that was
I
good.
knew it was something. So, what's next?
Again, I don't plan for tomorrow. I live every day. You know, I think my next is going to be something still in the field where I can help people because that's who I care about. You know, and helping myself. You know, I've cared about people all my life. You know, in this next phase of life, I want to be focused on Ricky.
Yes.
You know, I don't want to punch nobody's clock. I don't want to get up at 8, 9 o'clock. I just want to go.
That's right. Is it a misconception that people have of Ricky?
Yeah. I mean, I think that people, if you don't know me, you'll misjudge me by the suits. You know, because you'll think, oh, here come this stuff, you know, but that really ain't. You know that.
Yeah.
That really ain't me. You know, I'm really down to earth, cool, calm and collected. I can talk to you in the hood. I can talk to you in the White House.
Turn it on, turn it off.
Yeah.
Speaking of your suits, where you shop at? What is? I know some men want to know who trying to get their swag
Suit
up.
Supply. Suit Supply
Okay.
is my go-to for suits. There's another one in Atlanta, Rich Men Looks or Rich Man Suits.
Okay.
He has some really dope stuff. So if you see the men out with these little suits
Y'all
that
take
have
note.
the straps on them up top, you know it's coming from a designer here in Atlanta.
Gotcha.
Is there any black-owned designers that you are really into right now?
No.
No, okay.
Not that I can think of.
Not off the top.
No counter.
Not that I can think of.
No.
And how does your personal style represent like your role in success?
Excellent question. I think my style defines my character, my personality. You know, I believe in dressing how you feel. You know, today when I woke up, I felt gloomy. You know, really, I was thinking about the interview. I had some interviews today with some key positions in my cabinet, but it's like, that's how I felt. No tie, you know, put on a little chain, little bracelet, you know, keep it professional, but still showing who I am. You know, like, these are my pieces. If I can wear my pieces with my Timbs, I'm going to wear with my heart bottoms.
Yeah, goes back to you being relatable,
it
right?
does.
Yep.
It does. You know, if you go through my Instagram, I can put on anything.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really versatile, what I like to see in fashion. And I'm not a big, I guess I do like labels, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Labels don't have to define me.
Exactly.
You know, I can go to Walmart and make it look good.
Exactly.
That's when you know how to dress.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm the same.
All down your timeline, you be dressed. I'm like, okay.
Call him Sally because he be dressing, y'all.
What type of music do Ricky listen to? Like,
I love R&B.
Oh, me too.
I'm a 90s.
What's some of your favorite artists?
PJ Morton would be number one.
Okay.
I love PJ Morton. I love a lot of underground singers. So PJ Morton. I love Whitney Houston, of course.
Of course,
everybody
we
loves
love
Whitney. Tyrese, I'm a fan of Tyrese's music. Old Tyrese, Usher. I love R&B. You know, if I bring it to Atlanta, the Monicas, the Candies. You know, SWV. I just like good music with good lyrics. You know.
Yeah.
Now I can't understand half of what the artist is saying, and I like real lyrics.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, there are certain songs that come on the radio at my age that it takes you back to that time in life. Whether it was Freaknik, whether it was before Freaknik. Like when I hear "I Get So Weak in My Knees," that takes me back to a period in my life. You know, and I just think that music will resonate for us until we get old.
Yeah.
You know, and so I like that smooth stuff.
So what does Rico like to listen to when he's getting pumped up, about to go out, have a good time?
And
what is
trap.
he throwing on, a little ratchet trap? What do we
You know, I like the ratchet music. I don't understand what they're saying. I can't tell you the names, but I like it. You know, I really like
Climb
it.
up.
Who your go-to ratchet?
Go-to ratchet probably would be, let me see, who endorsements do I need? So I probably would be Jock, T.I.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of one of your artists too, so I can call that name too.
Jeezy.
Jeezy.
Home
Now, I love Jeezy. Everybody loves Jeezy.
Right.
I love Jeezy. You know, Chubby Baby, who recently died. I love Chubby's music. Just a genuine soul. You know, all the back from the Velvet Room days when it was all the way up there near Chambly, you know. So Atlanta just birthed so many artists. I'm going to always pay homage to the hometown because the difference in us here, we get to see them in the club. We speak to them. They know us. They know who you are. And so I'm going to always pay homage to the rappers that came out of Atlanta, even though I understand their music.
Even though you don't understand.
Do you still feel like Atlanta is that go-to place to be?
For everything. Atlanta is a black mecca. I was recently in Houston about 3 weeks ago, and everybody wants to compare Atlanta to Houston. There is no place like home.
They've been saying Houston is the
new Atlanta.
They say that's the new Atlanta.
Yeah, but it's no place like home. Everybody emulates us. There is no place in the world that you can find the black excellence on every spectrum, whether it's from engineering, politics, music, entertainment, film and TV.
Yeah.
It's all here. It's a melting pot of nothing but that. And there are more artists and entertainers that live here than people really know. You know, so I don't think there's any place like home. And I've traveled all over the world, but there's no place like home.
Do you see Atlanta, like besides the artists, because I know Atlanta is based heavily on our music, entertainment, movies and all that, but besides that, is there anything that you could tell us that we may not be aware of that's coming in the future that can really, you know what I'm saying, give you that insight like, man, like, I want to be there?
I think the international soccer, whatever that thing
is coming in 2029.
One of them years is, I think that's going to be major. It's a lot of ways to make money around that because everybody will converge in the city. Outside of that, no. I mean, real estate is cheap. Real estate is cheap right now. Buy up. You know, my mom always told me if an egg carton has 12 eggs, then you need to have 12 different sources of disposable income coming in. And so I just think there are ways to maximize the money, and everything ain't happening in the city. You know, going on some of these outskirts up north is just nothing but opportunities without the competition. And I think that's what Slutty Vegan and Nouveau, that's what they've shown, that you can open something on the South Side and be very successful with it.
Yeah, they did a great job.
That's what's up.
I have to go try Nouveau out.
It's good. There's one in College Park and one in
We should go.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Nouveau loves Johnny.
Then Johnny, you coming with us?
You love Nouveau. You definitely like Nouveau.
Smooth
I
vibe.
love that.
Yeah.
So you're known for being a motivational speaker. What is one message you believe every black man or woman needs to hear right now today?
One message that every black man needs to hear. I'm gonna always bet on me.
Okay.
And in betting on me, I'm gonna make certain that my mental capacity is straight. Make certain that my financial capacity is straight. And make sure that I'm doing right by people. Always betting on me, meaning I'm gonna approach every situation in the best version of me that I can be.
I love that. That's great advice.
You speak about purpose a lot also. And I mean, as you know, it can be difficult to find your purpose sometimes if you're, not aligned with the things that you should be. What advice would you give somebody who is struggling to identify with their purpose?
I think sometimes, like the old folks used to do, you just have to get in your closet. What am I good at? What is the work that I can do that makes me feel good on the inside, I was speaking with an artist probably 2-3 weeks ago, and they were talking about how successful they were right now, how things were, and I knew them from high school, how things were going, and I said to him, I'm like, well, what happens after this?
Yeah.
Right? Because in that field, you only have so long until you're not popping no more, right? So then you're struggling with self-identity, like, what's next? And they were like, well, I don't know. I got a lot of money, a lot of cars, a lot of jewelry. I'm like, no, there has to be a purpose there. Like, what is the stuff that you can do that you feel good on the inside about? And I think that's where you start really, truly defining what your purpose is. It wasn't until I was in my late 20s that I really found out what my purpose was. It was something that I could do that made me feel good, and it impacted generations, not just people. The work that I've done or will do will impact generations for years after I'm dead.
Yeah.
And serving others also.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in expanding, Forest Park and trying to create more opportunity, more jobs for people, has it been any tough decision where, because I've seen this in some cities where you have to try to probably push, people who have been in the neighborhood for years.
The dangerous word of gentrification. So I haven't encountered it yet. And I say yet because some of it is unavoidable, right? I can't control what happens on private property with the sale, But what we try to do is ensure that you can age in place, meaning from our legacy residents, which is what we call seniors, that we have senior housing opportunities for them, that have income caps so that it never prices them out of the market. For the individual, for the first-time home buyer, going from that first-time house to that second house to the dream house, we try to make certain that we have the housing portfolio to do it. But gentrification and revitalization, which is one and the same, is really inevitable in some situations. You just try to do the best that you can to educate individuals before it happens, so that you're hopefully you're able to offer them something on the back end if that ever happens. Condemnations and gentrifications is something that every government official in this world will go through at one point or another, and I've been through it. It is very tough because you have to put yourself in that situation, and with African Americans, with black people like you and I, these houses mean something because the struggle that we had to go through to get them was worth it, and some of it has been handed down from generations and generations to come. And so when you're taking that house, you're taking away a piece of history in that family, so it's never easy. It never gets easy. Same as firing somebody, it never gets easy.
Now, you haven't had one of them incidents where you fire somebody that's ready to come back?
Yes, I have.
Oh, you have?
I have.
Oh, tell us about that.
I can't speak on it, but I've had, you have to remember, the executive members of the government work for me. So not just a police officer, but a chief. I've had issues. I mean, again, I told you, I had to have general protection for a long time.
Wow.
Not just because it looked good, because those threats were there. You know, and sometimes you have to. Martin Luther King was an ambassador of change, right? He came in and broke a system. And sometimes in my roles, I've had to break some chains, you know, some things that wasn't right. And I've always been bold enough
To do it.
I mean, and in places that I've worked, I won't say the name, it was not the exception. And so, yeah, I've had threats. I've had to fire people, and they had their friends pull me over. You know, been there, done that.
Yeah.
And so now you learn how to move. You're just careful. Because no weapon formed against me will prosper.
Amen.
You know,
Hallelujah.
if I go to jail, I'm going to stay there for a few minutes because what you did was erroneous.
Right.
You know, and I've been through that too.
Okay.
You hit them with the "Do you know who I am?"
I
Why was I gonna say that?
don't. You know, honestly, I would never, if I get pulled over, even in Forest Park, I would never say who I am if you don't know.
Okay.
Right? Because I believe I fight you in the courtroom, not on the side of the street. You know, so I'm going to take my ticket, you know, let you know that you inconvenienced my day, and I'll just fight it in court if I didn't do anything wrong.
Gotcha. Okay.
If I did something wrong, give me my ticket, I'll pay it.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that.
I got a question that's totally off the grid, and I'm just curious. Would you do movies?
I would.
I can see that.
I would.
Yeah.
I would love, you know, that's why people ask, what's your next? I don't know what my next is.
Yeah.
You know, I know I want to do something different than what I'm doing, you know. I think that the journey and story of my life will inspire people far beyond what they can imagine because I know a little bit about a lot. You know,
I like that.
I know a little bit about a lot just based upon rooms that I've been exposed to because I've always been a sponge. I can walk in a room with 6 strangers and by the end of the night we best friends.
Yeah.
You know, at a distance. But I would love to do something.
Heavy on the distance.
Heavy on the distance. I would love to just see what is the full potential of me. I've been in government since I was 17. You know, I've done other things on the side, of course, but that would be interesting.
And what about your life story being told? Would you ever contract that out? Like, I want to tell this story in that way?
I couldn't because I could never be
Or write a book.
honest.
I was going to ask
Completely.
about the book.
I probably would write a book, but it wouldn't, even with what I've shared, it wouldn't make full sense unless I could tell the entirety of the truth.
Okay.
And I've protected a lot of people, as well as a lot of people have protected me along the way. You know, what I know comes from somebody with a career choice totally opposite of mine. Just took a chance, say, hey, I want you to know everything about the streets. Well, once I knew everything about the streets, I learned everything about the government. You put the two together, what do you have? You have a well-rounded person. You know, right? And so I couldn't tell the whole story. I won't want to tell it at all.
Yeah.
I got a question. I'm about to get ready to let you go. How do you feel about our president that we have for the second term?
I don't think that I will give him the opportunity to come out of my mouth in an interview with such amazing individuals like the ones that are sitting around this table. My hope is that he who sits in that seat or she who sits in that seat does something that betters all of our lives.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
I like how you answer that.
You said a lot without saying much.
Very profound.
I like how you answer.
It's crazy. Every interview I do, that comes up. Every
I was saving it for the last question.
every time. But no, I wish him well. At the end of the day, one of the things about America is that the democratic process is the democratic process. So my hope is that he sees fit to do what's best for all of us to call this place home.
That's great.
But I still focus on local politics.
Are you a Democrat?
So I'm apolitical, meaning that because I represent an entire community, I don't really possess a party. Okay. But the majority of my vote is always going to be a Democratic vote. However, I'm also smart and wise enough to realize that I vote on policy decisions that impact my pocket. You know, so when we start talking about taxes, when we start talking about money, every politician doesn't speak to
I really want to go somewhere with you, but
you about to ask me about an artist?
Nah, it will be here all day. It was a question dealing with the Democrat. You know what I'm saying? Just the whole Democrat Party and everything, but that's gonna go to a whole nother.
That'll be for dinner at Nouveau.
Yeah.
Let's have take a show on the road.
That's probably one of the conversations that probably need to be had off air anyway. Because I have my thoughts on the whole Democrat Party.
And you know, what I tell people, Johnny, real talk, is be educated about what it is that you're voting for. Yes. Don't just vote because somebody told you to vote for this person.
I mean, absolutely right.
Yeah, you know, that's my thing, whatever it is. I mean, I'm always bet on black, but I'm also going to bet on the person that's doing right about it. I don't see color like that, you know, but I care about my community and how can we affect change in my community. Right. But you can't tell me how to vote. Yeah. You know, my vote is my choice. And with that, I think that this election has brought a lot of separatist ways and racist ways. I think we're closer to the 60s and the 70s than we've ever been before. Definitely. And it's my hope that we can unite on something in this country, you know. Yeah. And it's also my hope that the amount of people that were heavily outspoken about this election that didn't even go vote, the majority of them, also take that same momentum back to their local hoods and tell them folks stop shooting each other, you know, stop killing each other, you know, stop fighting each other, stop hating on each other. Put that same focus and emphasis on something that matters. Right. I think in this society we get caught up on things that don't even
benefit us in no shape or form.
Don't even matter. And there was an artist that I won't say his name, but there was an artist that really stood out boldly in stating why they were doing things, you know. In this election, I wanted to be able to look at my niece and say, that's your idol, the first African-American female president of this country, you know. But unfortunately, at this time, we don't have that. But I tell people, vote your conscience. I can't tell you how to vote. I don't even talk about politics or politics, you know. I just...
But you didn't think in your mind that it was just no way that she could win? It was just no way she was going to win. No way. If you really think about it. As far as when you go above certain, let's say, people pay rates or whatever. Like, dealing with other countries, no way they were going to deal with a woman. No way.
I think that
And I think that had a lot to do with that. Because I don't think that the world was ready to deal. Well, you got all these other government officials and presidents that are men dealing with a woman that's sitting in that seat. I don't think that wasn't going to happen. Especially now Russia talking to Kamala. But Trump could pick up the phone, make a phone call, and everything be all right.
I just think we need to leave Russia alone because Putin is unhinged. You know, Putin done put some nuclear stuff in here. We have to run and don't have nowhere to go. But, you know, I hated that society thinks that we're not ready for the leadership of a woman because on a day-to-day basis, women lead so much in the world.
And lead so many
But you say that, but at the same time, nothing was ever really broken down to us on what was your plan? What was you going to do that was going to be a change, make a difference, and better the economy? She never was able to break that down to us.
I think on the flip side, if we go back to the little that we heard, was it actual things that could be done or was it bullshit that came out of the other candidate's mouth?
Exactly. What was his plan?
So you can say a whole lot is your plan, but what can you actually do?
See, y'all finna give me stuff. I'm be here for all that hour. Gonna be here, but I got something I can really break down.
No, and I can too. We have to have that conversation, John, and I'll probably surprise you.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to witness this.
Hey, good job.
That means we got to go to
Newborn for sure.
But anybody want to give a shout out to anything?
No, I just want to give a shout out to you, Johnny. Thank you and your amazing, beautiful host, the DJ producer, for having me. Oftentimes people don't recognize that we, as government people, we have something to say. We don't want you against us. We want to bring you in and show you what we do and show you how you can take part in helping to better people's lives. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
Exactly. I definitely
opened up a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah, I definitely
opened up mine. Wow.
Yeah, and learn, like I tell all of my guests that come here, it's amazing what you learn when you actually sit down and have a conversation with a person. You really get to see who that individual is. You learn more about their personality and you know how they stand out. And I definitely picked up on some things today that I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? And then realize how. And this may sound crazy. I don't want you to take this.
Because we sit in the barbershop.
I didn't know. Don't take this wrong.
No.
I didn't know you was as articulate and.
It's very articulate.
It's like you went through chivalry school or something. Like you are on it. Like you are an individual. If somebody asked me like, who is I like? He's very polished, very smart, very unique individual, and he's on his shit. And you ain't gonna catch him slipping. He on this shit. Like I mean, I guess you like they say never judge a book by its cover. No, we ain't joked around, had conversation, but I just didn't know that other side that I know now and that I have, encountered, man. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I told you from the hood to the White House, I can talk
I
about
love that.
every level.
Yeah.
You want a New York, I can give you that too. It's every level because I think it's about relatability.
Yeah.
It's about relatability. You usually meet Rico.
That's what I said. I was like, he must have only met Rico.
Well, most of the time when I see Johnny, like the first thing I want to do is get him out of the line because his haircut takes so long. I want to go in front of him because typically I'm in the barbershop working. I'm in the barbershop working. I don't get involved in barbershop. I don't do all that.
In the talk,
I don't do it. But I'm trying to get him out the shop because him and the barber will talk for 45 minutes. They just go talk, especially if it's him and our other host.
Oh man,
they just be talking.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But it's been a pleasure, man. I really appreciate you taking the time, coming out, talking with us and everything. Definitely been a good interview for us.
Yes. And I can't say the exact date, but happy belated birthday. Because I know you just had one.
I did.
Scorpio.
Did you have fun?
Rico was outside.
Rico was outside. He was definitely outside.
He was outside.
Okay.
Yeah, we was outside.
I was like, I'm gonna leave it at that.
I was just fussing about my birthday. Yeah, we was outside. Okay. I'm gonna have a good time regardless.
Yeah.
But no, thank you, Johnny. Thank
Appreciate y'all.
No problem.
Well, on that note, you know what I'm saying? We had our man Ricky Clark in the building with us. Make sure y'all tune in next week for our special guest, who would be none other than our partner, Big Gip, would be in the building. So y'all make sure y'all tune in every Monday from 6 to 9. Y'all see our team has grown, and I think we have a complete team now.
Yes.
Have two beautiful co-hosts, the most powerful DJ, best DJ in the city, DJ Superstar, who is not here with us today. Don't know why, but he will be back. But I think he had some family emergency that came up that he had to take care of. I wish you could have had a chance back. We got one of the coldest DJ. Really? Yeah, he's cold. DJ Superstar definitely is one of those. He's him. But shouts out to DJ Superstar. Also, I got an R&B mix. It's actually out on SoundCloud right now, but it'll be out on all platforms Thanksgiving night. You should check it out. It's some great R&B.
Who's the artist?
You got a lot of different artists on there.
Yeah, it's a compilation.
It's a lot of different artists on there.
Artists.
Independent artists. Great. Some great R&B. You like it. Check it out. It's on SoundCloud. Hit After Hit Volume 4 R&B edition. It's on SoundCloud, but it'll be out on all platforms Thanksgiving night. Make sure y'all download that thing and run it up. On that note,
out if you don't.
we about to be out, but when we come back, we're about to get into our entertainment news and get ready to wrap up our show. So make sure you download the app, 101 TKO Radio. Take us out, Nelly.
Kids hungry, snatch the dishes out your kitchen. I'll be I'm slipping, I'm falling. Can't get up, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling. Gotta get up, get back. And I'll be the best, just get arrested. Looking like they need a rest. One more time. I'ma spit at you some hits that's gonna get at you and be messing with your mind. Stop.
We are back. We are back. We had an amazing interview today.
It was an awesome
Ladies, how do y'all feel about the interview?
I feel so great, inspired, wanting to do more here in the community, looking how to get involved.
Yes.
So we had Ricky Clark. He is the city manager of Forest Park, and gave us a lot of great gems, and it was great speaking with him and having him here. It was different.
It was.
Something
I'm not
different.
gonna leave this room the same, and I love it.
Definitely something different. But now we have to get into our entertainment news report, and I hope y'all ladies got some good stuff.
We got some good stuff. Appreciate y'all for staying tuned this long. But yeah, we do have some entertainment news. So y'all know Kendrick Lamar, he dropped his surprise album. What was that, last Friday on the 22nd? Yo, he didn't put out no promo, no singles, nothing. No post on social media. But he addressed the Lil Wayne Super Bowl comments, and he addressed Snoop Dogg's Drake support in his album, GNX. So it did ruffle some feathers. The album is fire. I listened to it. But this verse has ruffled... It is the most a few, feathers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Can y'all, hold on, it's coming, y'all. It's coming. I know y'all listen to it. We're going to replay it, y'all. Let's replay that one. Y'all got to hear it. The album is fire, but this was the verse that got everybody talking.
Used to bump the Carter 3. I held my rolling chain proud. Irony, I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. Whatever though, call me crazy, everybody questionable. Turn me to an Eskimo. I drew the line in decimals. Snoop posted Taylor made. I prayed it was the edibles. I couldn't believe it. It was only right for me to let it go. Won a Super Bowl and I'm the only one. Congratulate me.
Woo! All right, it's a lot to unpack in that verse. So if y'all didn't catch the bars, he said, "Used to bump the Carter 3. I held my rolling chain proud. Irony, I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down." Woo! So this was in reference to, y'all know he was chosen to perform at the Super Bowl, and a lot of people thought it should have been Wayne. He also addressed Snoop Dogg supporting Drake. When he said, Snoop posted Taylor made, I prayed it was the edibles. I couldn't believe it. It was only right for me to let it go. But he did get a response.
Snoop responded?
Snoop responded.
What did Snoop say?
Snoop said, he was like, okay, so he had a sarcastic, joking manner of a response. He said, yes, it was the edibles that made him. With like laughing emojis, but he also expressed his support as well. Like he put the fire, emojis toward the album also. But Wayne wasn't laughing as much. So he said, and I quote, "Man, WTF I do. I just be chilling and they still come for my head. Let's not take kindness for weakness. Let this giant sleep, I beg you all. No one really wants destruction, not even me, but I shall destroy if disturbed." Ooh. So I think Kendrick we gotta do a drop for them. Yeah, I think Kendrick may have just woken up the sleeping giant, and honestly, I hope he did. I want some new music from Wayne. I've been waiting, but do y'all feel like that was a diss, or was he showing his respect in a way, but saying like, damn, I didn't expect my hard work to, I wasn't trying to take any.
I didn't take it as a diss at all.
I hear what Kendrick's saying. I really do. I really do. And that ball was hard.
It was hard, right? Yeah, it was hard. Yeah. My favorite on there right now is Luke.
I just don't think Wayne fully understood what he was saying to him.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he was giving him his props in that moment.
I thought so too. I guess it's your perspective and how you read it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so moving on, I love to shout out people who are doing good things in the community and giving back. So shout out to Young Miami for giving back to her hometown. It was a Carisha's Giving.
Okay.
She partnered with the city of Opelika, if I'm pronouncing that right,
that's
y'all.
right.
Okay. For a Thanksgiving turkey giveaway, they gave out hundreds of turkeys to residents just in time for the holiday. And like I said, I love shining light on events like this because I come from, a family where things like this really help and make a difference. It does benefit families and people in need. But if you're interested or you know someone who may need help, there will be the Thanksgiving giveaways. They're not over yet. There will be one on November 27th. It's sponsored by Made for Bigger Incorporation. It's an organization. Yep, it's going to start at 8 a.m., located at 4209 Northeast Expressway in Atlanta. So they're giving away 10,000 pounds of fresh produce and meat, and it's open to the entire Atlanta community. So pull up or spread the word. I definitely wanted to share that with the people.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So lastly, Bishop T.D. Jakes. I don't know if y'all saw, but
very
it was
disturbing
sad, right?
video.
It was very disturbing. If y'all haven't seen the video, I think it's private now. They may have taken it down, but the internet, it's
You'll find
resurfacing
it.
still, yeah. He suffered a medical emergency. It's not any details on what exactly it was, but it was during his church service. It was caught on his online streaming when his speech, it began to slur, his head dropped, and they caught him before, he could fall. So definitely want to say hope all is well, and let's keep him in our prayers. I did see where his daughter gave an update that he's, recovering and he's doing okay, but I want to see him in good spirits. I want to see it for myself. So yeah. That's my entertainment news for today, y'all. So keep him uplifted. We need Bishop T.D. Jackson. We've been losing too many good people. So yeah, keep him uplifted, y'all. Yes. Princess B, what you got?
All right, so let's give a congratulations to Cat Williams. Making
Kat.
big moves. So Cat Williams just bought a former military base in Alabama, so he's looking to follow in the footsteps of Tyler Perry and create his own movie studio there.
Okay, that's big.
Yeah, so what do you guys think about that?
I like it.
Ooh,
I love it.
I think it's gonna blow up. Everybody want to work with Cat right now. Look.
Cat came in the year swinging and just shook every table and doing so many amazing things. So I'm glad that he's doing this and going to offer so much more opportunity for people as well and jobs.
I love that for him. It's like a different avenue he's opening for himself and other people. And Cat is one that gives back too. You don't hear anybody speaking bad on him. So I think that he's going to create a lot of opportunities in this for people to be seen. So yeah.
And they're going to be saying excited. Alabama next on the list coming up. All right. So next, Halle Berry says she has longed to be recognized for anything other than her beauty. We have known Halle Berry being that girl since the 90s. So how do you guys feel about this? Because I was like, she really hasn't put out anything else for us really to know about her or admire about her, but her work of art and her beauty. So it's never been like products or brand deals or different things like that. So how do you guys feel about that?
I feel like, I sympathize with her or empathize with her. I do understand of wanting to be seen for more than just your looks.
More than a pretty face.
Exactly. You want people to see your character or your talents or professionalism. But I think that sometimes she could be a little more relatable too. If you want people to see you in a certain light, then you have to put yourself out there in different ways also. Obviously we can't take away her talents of an actor. But yeah.
I definitely think she lives more of like the hermit lifestyle, just kind of off the grid. So it's like we really don't know what's going on with you, your insights going on inside your life, other than the gossip or anything we might hear. So I definitely agree with fully more opening up to the people.
Johnny, what compliment would you give to Halle Berry if she told you, I want to hear something outside of how beautiful you think I am? What would you have for Miss Berry?
You so beautiful, Miss Berry.
Halle Berry.
Maybe, God, I'm finna say I love your smile, but that's still beautiful. I don't even know.
I say I like that scene you did in that movie.
What movie? That was Monster Ball. That was it.
She got some good Lifetime movies though, but she was the police officer and helping the girl.
But just don't give her no kids though. That's the problem. Any movie with her and the kids is just.
All right, Miss Berry, you're doing a good job. Just keep doing your thing, girl. Keep doing your thing.
What else we got?
Okay, and lastly, I know y'all have heard about this. This Texas influencer was sentenced to 10 years in prison for a murder for hire plot.
Wow.
And you wonder why we say y'all are not ready to run the country. Y'all emotion.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Not you putting us in a box.
Oh, no, he didn't. Go there real quick. That was a total caught off guard.
But Taylor, though. Why can't believe this guy?
It just comes with emotional intelligence and not letting these trolls get to you, honey. They in the comments, they behind fake pages. Just let them say what they gonna say.
Yeah.
Block them, move on, and go on with your life. Like, it is not that deep.
She said she was going. I read she was going for the boyfriend too, or the former. She was trying to get both of them out of there for like 20 grand.
Yeah.
It's never that deep. No, pause, because I think men set up for other men to get, kill her out of jealousy more than you hear women doing that.
Exactly.
So I wouldn't agree with that.
I don't know. We're going to have to look at some statistics.
We're going to look at some statistics.
I think we can find some good ones on that.
I think, no, it's more women.
I don't think
Definitely
so.
more women.
Okay.
What you think, Nelly?
Come on, Nelly. What you think?
I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? I think, not to be on the emotional, but I think it does play the fact, because just the fact that if somebody hurt them, man, y'all are, boy.
Vicious.
Stop hurting us.
With a vengeance.
Yeah, but we know.
A thin line between love and hate.
Yeah, y'all take it to a whole nother level.
Do not do that.
Y'all take it to a whole nother level.
Speaking of, y'all saw the movie A Thin Line Between Love and Hate.
Let me
Let
me tell you, when I first met her at a networking event.
Oh, y'all met before?
Yes, and we didn't know we was gonna be working together. Hilarious story, but that's the first thing. I was like, you know who you look like? Lynn Whitfield, and then everybody, yeah.
And it's crazy when she just said it, you do.
Oh,
you can't unsee it now.
It was like, oh, you look like you could be her younger, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm scared of you.
Wow, you ain't
crazy.
Nobody.
We tried to tell her to take it as a compliment.
You think I'm gonna say that on air?
The man's a cut real quick.
No, y'all, I'm an angel.
Yeah, so my advice would be just to let this social media thing go. Don't take it so serious, and unless they're coming at you threatening your life, just block them, keep it moving, and just keep being about your money, because now it's like you're losing 10 years of your life, 10 years of progress, 10 years of something you built. She was a great businesswoman. Author, everything. So now all of that is down the drain.
Yeah.
So definitely just gain a little bit more emotional intelligence.
Yeah, it's enough out here for everybody, y'all.
Yeah.
It brings me back to what we were speaking about with Ricky. Basically, knowing that what's for you is for you. I think she felt threatened and she was operating out of fear. Because she felt like the girl was coming for her and had her business at risk. But prayers for her mental health, prayers for whomever had to, go through this situation is a part of it.
But that's a word. What's for you is for you. And nobody can take it away.
And
Yes, ma'am.
I also want to mention, over this weekend, I went to Chubby Baby's funeral, which was very nice. Like, it was tough, because I was like, I just can't believe he gone. I just can't believe it. But the funeral was very nice, very well put together. It was a lot of love, a lot of energy in the room, and a lot of great words spoken on Chubby Baby. So I just, want to give a shout out for that.
Yes.
They put him to rest over this weekend, and they sent him out very well.
Yeah.
What's one thing you've learned from him? One takeaway that pops into your head.
I would say, one thing I learned from Chuck,
Y'all talking about a lot, huh?
Gosh, I would say,
Or a most memorable moment?
Yeah.
I got a couple of memorable moments, but trying to think of one thing. What was the question again? One thing I would take.
What is one takeaway that you've learned from him?
To never give up, just keep pushing, keep fighting for what you believe in and what you want.
Okay.
That's good. That's real
I can
good.
say that because Chubby, definitely was a go-getter. He was a fighter, and he definitely stopped at no means necessary. So
Gotcha.
I can say that.
And then what's one memorable moment? The first one pop into your head.
We was having this meeting in Atlantic Station, and we was putting together a whole bunch of different little plays we wanted to make, and how we was gonna be making money and working together and doing stuff. And we was breaking bread, so that was a very memorable moment.
Okay.
I love that.
All about the money.
Yes.
Just give me my money.
Give me my money. Yeah, but shout out to Chubby Baby, his family, his kids that he left behind. Just pray that all is well and that, they be well taken care of and that we always, just see them and protect them and everything. But shout out to his whole family.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to his whole family. But yes, I'm looking very forward to our interview next week with Big Gip. You know what I'm saying? That's that's gonna be a dope one. Now that's gonna
some
be
good stories gonna come out of that
one. And he's very, knowledgeable. He's very, spiritual. All of that. So I know he's gonna definitely be dropping them gems for us. Definitely. So phone line. I know the phone line's gonna be blowing up like crazy. So we might well get prepared for that.
Okay.
I'm excited.
So yeah. But on that note, I guess if y'all don't have anything else to talk about, we're going to get ready to get on up on it.
Well, I got to leave him with my message, Johnny.
I was going to ask you. That's you right on that. Yes. The message. You be on it. I like that. You be on it. You be on it. When you hear. You be on it.
Well, Johnny, how about you retire me from my other jobs?
We gotta talk about
here
that.
all the time.
We gotta talk about that. Okay, so what's the message for today?
Okay, the message for today, y'all know I always have to start it off with. What's up, y'all? Okay, it's your girl Royal Tay here to inspire and uplift you. I want to share a quote.
Okay.
So the quote is, "What you're not changing, you're choosing." Right?
Preach.
Yes. So life gives us the opportunity to grow and evolve every single day. If something isn't serving you, whether it's a habit, a mindset, or a situation, you have the power to change it. Choosing not to act is also a choice. So embrace your power to choose growth over comfort, courage over fear, and purpose over routine. Small changes lead to big transformations. Take a step towards what you need to change today. If this resonates with you, use it. If not, please share it with someone else who can. Go be great. Tay told you.
Tay told you. Man, great word.
That's a word.
Great word.
Thank
Really
you.
good.
So anybody got any shots out before we leave? Anybody want y'all want to shout out?
Shout out to Princess B for being here and joining the team.
Yes.
Week 2, we in
Week
here.
2, we in here.
Yes.
She been here longer than
Positivity.
Tay gonna hit me one day.
My emotional intelligence not all the way there, Johnny. Why you
She
over
hit you
there?
with that side out real quick, like.
Tay gonna hit me one day. I like messing with Tay. I love messing with Tay.
I love it here. It's very comfortable. We all blend very
think so,
well.
too.
Kind of just go off each other's backs and everything like that. For both guests that I was here for, amazing conversation. So I'm just definitely enjoying the ride. Love it.
Yes. We welcome you with warm arms.
Thank you.
Yes. On that note, we're going to get ready to get out of here. We're going to leave y'all with... Do we got some more music from DJ Superstar?
Yes.
Hold up. Shots out to DJ Superstar.
Yes, sir.
He went in so hard today.
He did.
I'm starting to think that I need to let him work from home.
Right.
Just send us a miss, DJ Superstar.
We ain't stopped dancing, like, man.
Man, DJ Superstar went in today. You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to DJ Superstar. You know, we miss him. That's our DJ. Yes. And I'm pretty sure he'll be back next week. But we appreciate that miss, brother. We definitely appreciate that. And we're going to leave out on that miss. Yeah.
You out there running your mouth, really don't know who you dealing with. Here we go again. How many times do I have to tell you?